Earlier this week, Ria Ripley went live on Instagram and engaged with followers on a variety of subjects. Naturally, one of the primary subjects is Dominic Mysterio. When a fan asked Ria Ripley if she really hates Dominic now, she gave a very sincere response that seemed to be both in character and out of character. She said that she can never truly hate Dominic Mysterio because of all of the wonderful and enjoyable memories they have shared over the past few years. She concluded her response by stating that she still intended to cause him misery at Bash in Berlin, adding that they had many wonderful times together both on and off the road that make her feel as though she could never really hate him. Furthermore, even that serves as a wonderful preview from Ria Ripley of what we may see at Bash in Berlin. Since it's a mixed tag match, Damian Priest is the only person who is allowed to be in the ring with Dominic for the entirety of the match. However, they keep implying that Ria Ripley will get physical with Dominic and maybe even lay a few moves on him, so that's something we're definitely going to see. However, Ria's justification for her feelings for Dominic went viral and eventually found its way back to Dominic's current partner, Liv Morgan. Ria once claimed that Liv would never be able to dislike Dominic. Liv used a few emojis to describe this as embarrassed. Liv has been using social media quite a bit. She has resumed sharing quotes, fan messages, and other content. She also seems to be comparing herself and Dominic to a number of well-known fictitious and even non-fictional couples that she has posted. Among the pairings she has shared are Batman and Catwoman, Barbie and Ken, Bonnie and Clyde, Jay-Z and Beyoncé, and a few more. It's safe to argue, then, that Liv Morgan's character sees herself and Dominic in the same light as all of those legendary pairs. Backstage allegedly had nothing but admiration for the duo. Everyone behind the scenes is reportedly thrilled with Dominic and Liv Morgan's connection and thinks they have a lot on screen, which will help heighten the plot, according to PW Insider. Thus, let's hope Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio's tale holds up. WWE hasn't had a great heel on-screen duo like Dominic and Liv in a while, so hopefully they make the most of their opportunities and maintain the momentum. In a recent interview with Sports Illustrated, Damian Priest provided an inside glimpse into the inner workings of Edge's elimination of the Judgment Day. This incident occurred recently, back in 2022, when Edge had just gone shady and was organizing his own group. He first introduced Damian Priest and later Ria Ripley. It was shocking to fans at the time because it seemed as though we wouldn't even get to witness the Judgment Day with Edge as the leader because he was fired practically right away after assembling the trio. However, the group became tense and kicked him out a matter of days after he brought Ria Ripley in. Damian Priest pointed out in this most recent interview that it was evidently not their choice. He expressed his own distress, that of Edge, and that of Ria Ripley, who was even more saddened than they were. Damian added that he could recall Edge ordering him where to send him and that they had begun this whole thing for nothing. Damian stated he felt like the Judgment Day would just break apart when Edge was removed, echoing the sentiments of the fans at the moment. He even said he fully anticipated to be terminated and fired from WWE if the group dissolved. To everyone's surprise, however, the Judgment Day not only continued to exist after Edge was removed, but they also went on to become one of the most prosperous factions in history. Things really took a turn for the better for Damian Priest and the entire Judgment Day. But it's interesting to hear about how the three original members were upset about the decision to kick Edge out in 2022. Damian Priest went on to become the World Heavyweight Champion instead of being released from the company. There are many rumors currently circulating about the Bloodline, both the old and new iterations. But one of the original members is the subject of some particularly significant news. According to reports, Jimmy USO is purportedly back to full health and authorized to make a comeback. Jimmy appeared to be ready to return to the plot after being sidelined for almost 5 months, having been written off just a few days after WrestleMania 40 for an undisclosed ailment. Given how he was written off, Jimmy's return story is very evident. On that SmackDown following WrestleMania 40, Jimmy Uso's younger brother Solo Sikoa made the terrible decision to cut his brother Jimmy out of the family tree in favor of Tama Tonga. It seems evident that Jimmy will not be in favor of Sikoa alone when he returns. And it seems to be what lays the groundwork for a reunification of the bloodline. Even though Roman, Jimmy, and Jay are now at odds with one another, they all share Solo Sikoa as an enemy. Additionally, as Solo is only becoming more and more uncontrollable, they must band together to reclaim the family as soon as possible to avoid things going worse. The rumor that Jimmy may be cleared to return to television soon, most likely with a reunion with Roman Reigns, is therefore very exciting news. Furthermore, the reunion between Jimmy and Roman will largely be fairly simple to explain narratively because Jimmy has always supported Roman, so persuading Jimmy to do so again shouldn't be too difficult. The true test for Roman will now be persuading individuals to join him, such as Sami Zayn or Jey Uso, due to their negative experiences with Roman. Those are the people who will require the greatest convincing. Therefore, if they are included, there will probably be a longer backstory. That seems to be the possible course of events for the reunion. Roman will have 2 easier recruits and 2 harder recruits to pull back in. Paul Heyman and Jimmy Uso will be the 2 easiest as they were initially waiting for Roman. Was Roman still occasionally dismissive and rude to them? And would there be some things for which he still offered an apology? Yes, he can. And after he has resolved everything with them, it ought to be a simple reunion. But given Jay and Sami, we should expect the process of rejoining to take a very long time and include a great deal of hesitancy on their parts. Roman has manipulated them so much that, despite his sincere apology for everything and his current sincerity, it's possible that they believe it to be a ruse and part of his manipulation techniques. Given all of their past trauma with him, this would be understandable. That means that's where Roman's recruiting heavy lifting will be applied. Might Dominic be joining the WWE with a new partner? This topic was revisited in Dominic's most recent interview on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast. Logan Paul has expressed to Dominic his belief that a tag team consisting of Dominic Mysterio and himself may be among the best heel teams ever. This is not the first time Logan Paul has expressed this opinion. For a number of years, Logan Paul and Dominic have discussed starting a tag team because of the potential for them to draw in a lot of heat from live audiences. Logan Paul is strongly committed to this notion and isn't letting go of it. In that interview, Logan even disclosed that he had told Triple H that he intended to step up his ring activity soon. Hopefully, the stars will align and we will witness the kind of response that a tag team consisting of Logan Paul and Dominic Mysterio can produce within the WWE. However, what do you think of the stories from today? Please feel free to comment below, subscribe with all alerts enabled, and hit like if you found the content interesting.